Ashley Rice and welcome to my YouTube channel. Okay, you guys, I have another kitty litter review for you. It's been forever and a day since I've done the last one, and I've been kind of searching around for which one I want to try out next, and I finally found it. But really quickly, a lot of you were really curious as to what cat litter I was using before I tried Pretty Litter, so I figured I would talk about that in this video so that way I can answer that ahead of time. Right now, we are using Fresh Step Multicat. And so far, I mean, it's not a bad cat litter. It's good. It's just not amazing or anything like that. Some pros is that the dust level is extremely low. The only time we really notice it is whenever it's been a while since we've cleaned out like the cat litter box itself, not just like the cat litter, but like taken the cat litter out, dumped out the old stuff, put in new stuff after cleaning out the cat litter. But other than that, the dust level is really not that bad for us. Our cats also enjoy it. It basically does the job. It has an amazing rewards program that I actually really like. And basically you get this code on each box and then you input it into this app on your phone, and then you can save up enough points to get like a free bag, which I think is awesome. Or I should say box, because that's another thing I like about it is it comes in a box, which is recyclable, which I think is great. Some of the things we're not liking about it is it's really heavy, and granted the thing we got today, I don't know if it's heavy or if it's just heavy because I got a big bag of it. We'll kind of see as I look more into it. But definitely my husband, who mostly does the cat litter, he talks about how heavy it can be all the time. So that's something we don't necessarily like. There is also like a big cloud of dust that comes out when you're first pouring it in, but that's really the only time we notice it. But we figured it's time to kind of play around with something else. And one of the things that I saw when I was scrolling through Facebook one day was this cat litter right here. And we got, a huge bag of it. We got 2 huge bags of it because we're going to be trying it out for a bit here. And that is this World's Best Cat Litter. And I figured we'd be the judge of that and we'd let you know if it is the world's best or not. Just because that's a pretty big claim there. But we got 2 huge bags of it. They have a few different options that you can look at on their website, which I will link down below in the description box if you want to check it out. We decided to go with the long-lasting performance, and I think this is the lavender scented multi-cat one. I have noticed in the stores near me that they have smaller bags. However, we like to stock up on our cat litter, so we got 2 of the big giant guys to try out. Also, because we're pretty sure a good chunk of this bag will go into just filling up the cat litter box because we have kind of a bigger one. We have 2 cats. They're cuties. I'll see if I can get them on the video. In fact, there's like one chilling right there. He's such a cutie. But I just thought this would be really interesting to try out. I've heard some really great things about it, and I was intrigued by the fact that it says the world's best cat litter. We'll see. One thing I'm instantly not liking about it is that it does come in this giant plastic bag. I wish it came in the box kind of like my old cat litter did. I just hope that's something they're looking forward to with their future updates with their products. But this is 100% natural, which I really enjoyed. It is made from whole kernel corn, and it's completely renewable, which I think is really important. It has 28 pounds in here of cat litter. It is quick clumping, outstanding odor control, and is 99% dust-free. I like that they say 99% dust-free because like there are not a lot of things that are completely dust-free out there for cat litter. So like I hate when I see like absolutely dust-free and then you try it out and you're like, there's dust in here, this is stupid. It has been tested and proven that it is a flushable, septic safe cat litter, so if you would prefer to just flush this, you could, but it does have that right there. World's Best Cat Litter is the only litter that uses naturally absorbent whole kernel corn to offer outstanding odor control, quick clumping, and easy scooping. Our formulas are 99% dust-free and deliver the concentrated power of corn to ensure long-lasting performance. Finally, the 100% natural solution that truly works. Guaranteed or your money back. I've already noticed a few times moving this around, but the lavender smell is pretty strong. And the reason that we picked lavender is because my husband and I both love the smell. I find that it does help a little bit with my anxiety, so I thought, why not try it? They do have some other ones if you're not wanting lavender, or if lavender gives you a headache, because I know that happens to some people. Oh, that's very cool. They support cat adoption and shelters with Give Litter. I wish they told you a little bit more about that, because I'm curious to know more about like how they partner up with them. So how long does one bag last? If you have 2 cats, it says one of these bags will last 60 days, which is pretty good. Usually when we bought cat litter, we would buy 2 boxes and it would last us a good chunk. 1.5 to 2 months, I would say. Totally roughly guessing, I didn't keep track. If you have 3 cats, it says 45 days, and if you have 4 cats, it says 30 days. I don't think we've done scented cat litter before, so I'll be interested to see how our cats react to it. Obviously, if they're not reacting well, we're just gonna pull it out and I'm gonna end the video there. But I don't think they will, just because we do essential oils and we have lavender scented things all the time, and cats have never reacted poorly to that. So the instructions, this should be pretty basic. This will be weird if it's different. Simply pour 2 to 3 inches of world's best cat litter into a clean, dry litter box. For best results, do not mix with a non-clumping litter. Very important. After your cat has used the litter box, simply scoop the clump. For good hygiene, you should remove all clumps and solid waste daily. Maintain 2 to 3 inches of cat litter in the litter box at all times for long-lasting odor control. And then they do have some like recommendations. So some cats don't react well to instantly changing out their cat litter. So you might want to just slowly transition them to this by doing like certain amounts of it, like throw a little bit of this in there, and then as the other one is continuing to go, you just eventually get to this whole one slowly. But for the actual price of this guy, it really varies on where you're buying it from. For this, we went to kind of a higher end place, but in the future, if we were gonna buy this, we'd buy it off of Chewy.com. So I'm just going to say that price for you guys right now. So as of right now, they have a sale where it is $27.99, but it looks like the original price is $32.49, and that's for the 28-pound bag. And if you do auto shipping, which is probably what we'll end up doing, it is $26.59. So just to give you a rough idea of how much all this costs. But now we're gonna move on to a different day where I start trying this guy out, and I am gonna try it out for at least 2 weeks to let you know my thoughts about it, if our cats are reacting to it in any way, if they're liking it, if they're not, whatever they're doing. I'll let you know there. Also how it's tracking, because right now our cat litter is tracking so badly, like really, really badly. Most of it's not even going on the mat that we bought. It's really, really bad. So I'm excited to see if maybe this tracks just a little bit less. So let's head over to the next day. Okay guys, it's time to finally swap out the cat litter. So we just cleaned out our litter box, and then I'm gonna pour this in. The cats are gonna probably come and check it out as well, so I wanted to show you that a little bit. I'm also doing this in my kitchen, which is not normally where we have the cat litter. It's just a wide open space that I could use and that it wouldn't get everywhere and be hard to vacuum out. Okay, here we go. Oh, that looks a lot different than what I thought it was gonna look like. So I'm noticing a little bit of dust when I'm pouring this out, but not like a huge amount, and it's going away pretty quickly. But it is definitely coating my hands, as you guys can see. But I'm not like seeing much dust as it's coming out. I will say this texturing is quite a bit different than the average cat litter that we've used in the past. More of your like generic brands. This is a little bit different. But so far, I'm pleasantly surprised by the dust factor, because normally when I pour a whole bunch of cat litter in, what happens is there's this cloud of dust everywhere, but this, it was like a little bit of dust and then it went away. And hopefully you guys could see that as I was pouring it in. And even now, like sometimes I would do something like this and you'd see a huge cloud of dust again. And like I'm not really getting much at all. I'm just gonna leave this here for a little bit and see if our cats start to get interested in it. Okay guys, so update, it's late at night, and so we brought it back up here just because this is where they go to the bathroom. But we just recently fed them late night, so we'll see if one of them uses it before we go to bed. Otherwise, I will check it tomorrow and see if they have used it or not. But definitely with this one, they are a little bit more hesitant about it. And granted, we didn't do a slow transition that is sometimes recommended. And that's only because when we've gotten new cat litter previously, we've never had an issue. But so basically we're gonna keep it here and see if one of the kitties gets interested and uses it. Okay guys, Mercutio just went to the bathroom and that's basically all that. He just went pee. Didn't do a very good job covering it, but there it is all clumped up. I don't know if I've noticed anything super different with clumping. I mean, maybe it's using less because I feel like usually his pee takes up a lot more. It's usually like giant puddles.
So I think Tybalt's problem is that this is a lighter weight cat litter and he's a heavy kitty, so he must be sinking deep into it. So that's probably why he is having a hard time with the new one. Okay guys, but now I want to do the flush test with his pee. So I'm just going to go ahead and do that and we're going to show it to you. These were recently installed toilets, so there's nothing wrong with the toilets. I really don't think this is going to be super eventful, but I guess we'll see. Don't do that. Apparently that's a bad idea. But here we go. Yeah, I mean, it went down pretty smoothly. Of course, I'm gonna have to clean that off. I would probably take the seat up whenever you're doing this.
That's a smart idea. So overall, first day impressions, I love the smell. I think the smell is really, really great. I am definitely noticing some hesitations with our cat, so I think this is really gonna depend on also if they like it or not, because there is that like filminess that they're not used to. And like Lowell said, like one of our cats is a pretty heavy cat because of his size, but also weight stuff. And I have noticed that they both do sink in. So even though it's a lightweight and it was great carrying up the stairs, I mean, Lowell said it barely weighed anything. I love the fact that it is flushable. I think that's great because then we aren't having to like carry stuff outside all the time, which would be awesome. But really, we're just gonna have to see how our cats get used to it. I mean, Mercutio's starting to do it, but he doesn't weigh as much as Tybalt does. So we'll see if Tybalt warms up to it. I'll come back in the next few days, give you an update of how it's going, how it's working, if we're noticing anything weird about it. I'm also loving the amount of dust. I'm not really noticing a ton of it at all, which is great. A lot better than Pretty Litter by far. And also just a lot better than I think our last one was. Like that one was pretty dust free, but there were still moments when it flared up. But this so far has been really, really nice, but we just put it in. So I'm not expecting a lot of dust issues right now anyways. Okay guys, it is I'm going to say the fourth full day. So we started using this cat litter on Sunday and it is now Thursday, and I wanted to give you kind of an update. So I'm going to show you really quick what our cat litter looks like. We have not touched it since I think midday yesterday, just because I wanted to like see if our cats are using it or not. So let's go take a look. Okay, so this is what we have today. I will say one of our cats, it took him a really long time to get acclimated to this one. So this is definitely a cat litter I think would be best to slowly transition. I mean, in general, slowly transitioning your cats over with cat litter is a better idea. But we were really worried for a while because we weren't finding poop anywhere, but we weren't seeing as much in this. We were really nervous that both of our cats were not using it, but now I think both of them are. I think it just took them a little while to like get used to it. But one of the things I noticed is if you don't pull the pee out really quickly, it doesn't crumble like it did when I showed you last time. So instead it's gonna look like this. I also wanted to show you how much traction we've been getting, or like how much of it's been falling out. And honestly, this is not as bad as our last cat litter, but so far so good. They're both getting used to it. We've not had any problems with them after a few days of getting used to a different type of cat litter. There are definitely things that we are loving about it so far. The smell is 10 times better. Also, I've noticed dust has been even better than our last one, but definitely 100% better than Pretty Litter if you've seen that video. So that's been like a huge plus, but like even in the hallway outside of our bathroom, we can smell the lavender. So the smell is strong for people who cannot stand strong smells. You would not want to get this type of the best cat litter. So far I'm liking it. We'll continue to use it, see how the cats continue to react to it. If anything weird happens, we'll start letting you know if we start having plumbing problems, but we shouldn't. It's just like, you know, cat pee and poop, and then basically corn is what we're flushing down the toilet. But I definitely have noticed it's using a lot less cat litter than the cat litter that we had previously. The Fresh Paws one, it's using way less cat litter than that one. So like, already, like this was roughly the same price as that one per like month of how much cat litter we had to buy. And we're using way less of it. So this will also probably last us a bit longer too, which is nice. Okay guys, today is roughly a week and a half after we have put this in. It is now Wednesday, so we put it in not this last Sunday, but the Sunday before. And honestly guys, this is working out pretty well. It's not using up much cat litter at all, so honestly this is lasting a really long time, which is super nice. The one thing my husband is not liking as much is that when you scoop up the cat litter, it doesn't necessarily fall through as nicely as some of the other cat litters do. It still does, but you have to kind of go like this if you want it all to go through, just because it is a lighter cat litter. Personally, that doesn't bother me because I'm used to doing that all the time. Like that's how I've always done cat litter. But however, traction is so much better than Fresh Step. What are you doing? I don't know. He's still doing this a little bit where he, like the texturing on his paws, I don't think he's liking, so that's like the one thing, but he still uses it and he uses it way more and doesn't have like a problem with it all outside of, like he does scrape a little bit more, but he did that beforehand too, so that's not extremely abnormal. It's just a little more frequent, I would say. But overall, guys, I think this has been working out really, really nicely. Both of our cats are using it on a normal basis, so there's no weirdness with it anymore. And I love the fact that it's flushable. I love the fact that it's lasting a really long time, which is super nice. The smell is still pretty good. It is starting to smell a little bit more barnyard-ish, but not like really. And we haven't been refreshing it or topping off the cat litter as much as we should be, so that might be why. So I'll let you know if that changes at all though, but so far I'm still really, really liking it. I think this is a really, really great cat litter. So far so good, you guys. We'll continue to use it and let you know if we have any updates. Okay guys, today is the last day of updates, and it's actually been roughly like a month and a half since the last update. And some of that's because we got really, really busy, but also I wanted to like have this for longer to see how the smell would act, how the dust would factor in as it got older, because that's sometimes when I notice cat litter getting really, really dusty is as it's getting older. So I figured I'd wait a little while so I could give you those updates as well. One thing I realized though is that I never showed you what it looked like when it was all in the toilet. I only showed you when there was like the tiniest little bit in the toilet. And guys, I will say, it looks absolutely disgusting. I will let you know when that's coming up so that if like that's a little bit too much for you, you can skip past it, but it kind of looks like diarrhea. Not gonna lie to you, but it's not. But our toilet has been able to hold up to the amount that we're putting down the toilet, which you'll see soon. And we have not had any plumbing problems at all. So plumbing wise, it's been absolutely great. So this is some of it here. We did not clean this up last night, which is usually when we do it, so this is a little bit grosser than it normally is, but this is kind of what it looks like after, you know, it's been used for a while. But I'm gonna go ahead, put this all in the toilet, and then show you the thing. So if you're squeamish and you don't want to see this, just skip past a chunk. I'm sure you won't miss anything. Okay guys, here's the grossness. This actually isn't as bad as some days. Some days it's like piling up. But you'll notice like it all kind of dissolves, all the like pee kind of dissolves, and it flushes really smoothly, so.
Can sometimes take a couple of flushes before it's really good to go.
Okay guys, so here are our final thoughts on everything. Do you want to start since you've really been the one who's like tackled it the most?
Yeah, the kitty litter is generally one of my chores, so I'm the one who's been doing more of the scooping, and the main complaint I have about it is that it's just too light to sink through the scoop as I lift it out, so I kind of have to like sift it back and forth as I go.
Which, counterpoint, I always do that with every single cat litter, so for me that's not a weird thing, like that's just normal. So I think it depends on what you're used to.
The other thing that I don't like as much is when we were sort of between bags trying to decide whether we were going to film or not right away before opening the new bag, we let it go a little bit without adding new kitty litter. And at that point the smell got really bad, like barnyard smell. And yeah. I wasn't a big fan of that. However, when we started adding the new kitty litter back in again, the smell has gone down drastically.
Yeah, so long as you're always making sure there's fresh cat litter in there and that like you're not holding on to the old bag too long and you like fill it up with a new bag right away, like The smell continues to be that pleasant lavender.
I wish they had some way that the bag could be resealed because the open bag from the first one definitely lost a lot of the lavender smell over time.
That's true.
You gotta find some way to close it up and seal it up, like use just kind of a dedicated chip clip or something for it, or if you have an old bin from a different kitty litter brand you were using that you can pour it into.
Our cats are having a standoff right now. I'm so sorry.
So one thing, I don't know if Ashley mentioned this earlier, but one thing I realized with the name of it, World's Best Kitty Litter, is it's not just them bragging, it's them being kind of tongue-in-cheek because it's an eco-friendly kitty litter. So it's the world's best kitty litter.
Yeah, I would agree. The smell, guys, it got really bad before we moved on to the second bag. And even then, like, we had gone a little bit before filling it up with, like, fresh litter that the like farmy smell lingered for a while. One of the things that I am really loving about it is actually flushing it down the toilet. It just saves so much time and energy and like plastic bags that we would have to like be putting all of it in, and I just think it works so much nicer than storing it all in there because that usually makes the bathroom smell really bad too. So I've been really enjoying that factor. I've been loving the lavender smell. I think it's really nice. The cats are completely used to it at this point. Mercutio still does the like, what am I
pawing at the wall thing?
Yeah, which, so I'm a little worried he still is not a fan of the filminess. That's like my one concern. However, it like hasn't stopped him from going to the bathroom at all. Like he's been the one who's been willing to go to the bathroom since the beginning. But he still does do that, so that's one thing I've noticed. However, it's also made it so that he's not playing in the cat litter anymore, which is really nice.
Yeah.
But, big moment, do we think we're going to use this kitty litter anymore once we finish this bag? We have actually not talked about this, so this is going to be the first time we've heard each other's opinions. We just haven't had time to talk about it. I'm going to have you go first because you're the one who deals with the most, and I only deal with it occasionally.
So, I'm kind of having mixed thoughts on it. On the one hand, it is nice not to have to do the plastic bag every couple of months or every month or two. It's nice to be able to do it directly into the toilet and everything. On the other hand, some of like the practical things of not being able to sift it is kind of a big deal for me.
That's so strange to me.
So I guess where I'm kind of landing on it is that I'm hoping a couple more brands or a couple more types from this brand kind of deal with that or a couple of the other things that I have problems with. Just so that we can have an eco-friendly one that works as well in some of the areas I care about. That being said, like the eco-friendly thing is a big enough thing for me. I'm kind of willing to deal with it for right now, depending on what your thoughts are.
Yeah, I mean, comparatively, which one do you like better? Fresh Step, which is the one we were using beforehand, or do you like this one?
It's a toss-up. It's different things that I like about them, but I think having an eco-friendly version kind of weighs it out for me towards the world's best.
Okay. One thing we didn't mention was dust. Now, I haven't noticed much, if any, dust, except for when you first open the bag and you're pouring it in.
Yeah, I wasn't noticing a ton of dust, even when it got really bad from the first bag before opening the second one. Like, it was more like smaller granules were still in the bin. So I think we might have to change out the overall bin maybe a little more often than we did with the Fresh Step, just because the dust from it might just stay in there and continue to be building up.
Personally, I like this one better than Fresh Step because of the eco-friendly factor, the smell, and to me there's way less dust than there was with Fresh Step. Not like Fresh Step had a ton of dust, but there were times when it would really flare up and I could like breathe it in. Like I could feel it on my mouth, sort of. Whereas I've never had that with this cat litter.
And the nice thing about it being, what is it, corn-based?
Yeah, corn-based.
As opposed to more clay-based type thing, is that even if you accidentally get a little bit into your system can handle corn a little better than clay.
Yeah, just a little.
So it may be that even when there is dust, it's not hitting you as hard.
But for people where dust is like a serious issue, I've definitely not noticed as much dust with this. The one time I noticed it, I mentioned it in the video right away, and then it kind of went away. So I haven't really noticed it, but there is that coating over all of it. So, you know, I don't know how that factors in. But I would definitely say, personally, I would like to keep using this one, especially because the price is pretty comparable, and I feel like this one lasts longer than Fresh Step did. Just because it doesn't use as much cat litter. And also like with the poop, it doesn't really attach any of the like chunks. It mostly is that dust, not the dusty stuff, but that filmy covering stuff just covers the poop, and so cat litter doesn't come with it.
So it's the little dusty bits and some of the smell prevention that sort of gets onto the poop.
Exactly. So I would say overall, I like this one better than Fresh Step. However, it's not my favorite. I don't think I'd consider it the world's best either. Like for the world, yes, but like the world's best cat litter out there, I don't know about. And I do know there's a few other eco-friendly brands out there that I definitely want to check out as well. So after a while, I'll probably try out another one of those. If you guys have any recommendations for eco-friendly ones to check out, totally leave those in the comments below. I'd love to check those out first. I've already had someone recommend one that I'm currently looking into. So I think that's it for today's video, guys. Let me know in the comments below if I didn't answer any of your questions, or if there are just some things that you're still wondering about. I would love to answer those as well. We're going to keep using this for a while, so I'll be able to answer those questions a little bit better than maybe I was able to with Pretty Litter, just because it was something I didn't want to use anymore. Also, let me know if you've tried this cat litter. They have a few different types, so let me know which one you used and what you thought of it as well. But other than that, if you are new to my channel, I would absolutely love it if you would subscribe and click the little bell down below so you can get notified for all my future content. My channel actually does focus mostly around a vegan lifestyle, so I do a lot of reviews on vegan products. I do a lot of unboxings. I do have my cats show up a lot on my channel, so if you're just here for the cat content, I promise you they're in some of my videos. And then occasionally I do cat litter videos. This is something that I do want to keep going on my channel. However, those just aren't going to be able to come out on a regular basis because I want to make sure my cats are not, you know, getting stressed out because of it. But also, if you enjoyed this video and it was helpful in any way, make sure to give it a thumbs up. It really helps out my channel. And other than that, I'll see you guys next time. Bye.